White rabbits, everyone. Happy 1st of October. Spooky fall season. Woo! So, I actually started on my October TBR last night. I'd finished my last book of September and started on this. I got to page 136 of The Way I Am Now. I think I picked it because some of the other books on my TBR are more suited for the nearer we get to Halloween. So I thought I'd start with the more romancy ones first, but I forgot just how heavy hitting The Way I Am Now is. And then the book that I might read next, or early this month, is Saving Six. So I think I've got some hard hitting like romances to read, so I might break them up with a few of my other October reads in between. But anyway, basically this video, I've never fully completed a TBR. I'm only recently been setting them for myself since I started filming the TBR prompt jars, pick my reads. I've just always mood read my whole life before that, whatever I fancied reading next. And so the last few months I've been doing well on my TBRs. Like when I watch other TBR videos and they're like, oh, I only read one, I only read two, I do feel like I stick to it a bit more, but I've never fully completed an entire monthly TBR. And the other day I was in the shops and I bought a couple of books that would actually be perfect for October, near Halloween time. So now the challenge is really on to try and get through my October TBR in its entirety before the end of the month, so that I can read the two books that would be perfect for Halloween. So basically I've started The Way I Am Now. I got to page 136 last night. I thought after the last one that this one might be a little bit less hard hitting. You like the premise of the book, it does. Oh, baby! Hey, say hi. You don't even know who you're saying hi to, do you? Oh, have you been outside? Oh, big yawns. So yes, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go downstairs, make myself a nice little coffee, and get stuck into this for a little bit before I start the daily chores. Oh, baby, walking you isn't a chore, is it? No? Also, I did see on social media, The Works is like a cheap bookshop in the UK, and they've got a thriller, I think, or a horror, some kind of like, I don't know, bloody book, and with sprayed edges of like bloody footprints down the edges, and it was like £5 or £5.50, and apparently it's selling out everywhere and whatever, and I hadn't even heard of it until I just saw that like everyone's trying to get hold of it and getting the last copies. So I thought I'll take Spencer for a little walk around Cheshire Oaks, the outlet village, and it has a Works there, so I might pop in with him and see if I can grab a copy of that if it looks good. But that'll have to wait till November. I've got my my work cut out with this TBR. But yes, anyway, this video I plan as basically a follow me through the journey of trying to get through my entire October TBR. Book one, wish me luck. Good boy. They're nice. Let's get stuck in. Got me reading lamp. Oh, got me book. Me little Harry Potter snood. Me blankie keep me warms. And me nice cup of coffee. Oh good, he's eating his brekkie. Good boy. Watch what happens now. He's so funny. He'll go anywhere in the room. He might even go back on the couch. As soon as I press the recliner button in to put my legs up, watch what he does. As soon as the legs are up on the recliner, he's like, right, I'm getting in my spec. He always likes to go in between your legs on the recliner, don't you, baby? Right, we're cozy. Let's get going. Okay, so me and Spencer are about 2/3 of the way through the way I am now. Sorry I'm out of breath, I've just literally bombed up the stairs and back down again and sat down. So I'm on page 268. It sort of started off kind of a few months after the first one ended, and it was sort of like a recap on the issues, and then it sort of went a bit more like fluffy and romancy, and now it's got back to like the hard hitting stuff again. I am really into it, but I need to go take our boy for a walk and get some groceries in for tea, so I'm gonna have to leave it here, and hopefully I can finish the first book during the first day of October and really feel like I'm on the right track to get through my whole TBR then. So see you later. Sorry, Spency wanted to say bye as well, didn't you, baby? Oh, you're a bit dark. Let's make you brighter. There you go. Say bye. Say bye to the people. Spence, should we go out for a walk now? Would you like to go for a walk? Okay then. Come on then, let's go. Let's go. So, several hours later. Still exactly the same place in my book as I was before, because I took Spencer for a walk. We had a great time. It was ace. They didn't have that book that I wanted in the works, but never mind. I thought, my spirits are still high. I'll drop Spencer off back home, go and get the groceries for tea. So I went into 4 supermarkets, Holland and Barrett health food shop, a nutrition store, and I still could not find peanut butter powder anywhere. So I've bought a satay sauce and some blanched peanuts, and I've also got peanut butter, and I guess we'll just make it up as we go when it's time for tea and see if I can make anything that resembles the satay chicken I was going to make. Anyway, because of all that, I've been gone for hours trying to find it. I am in exactly the same place as I was before, and I'm going to get a little bit more reading in before it's time to start cooking tea for wifey when she gets home from work. Smile you later. And that's it, all done. Ooh, I'm twisted. 1st of October, and I'm already 1 book down on my October TBR. I did really enjoy it. I like the fact that it's a continuation of a book I'd already read, because I do like sort of series and follow-on books. The thing is, with the subject matter and the premise of the book, I thought I would sob. And I did notice my eyes teared up once, probably about 100 pages from the end, but I never sobbed. So I would give it a solid 4 out of 5. It was all about healing, moving on with your life, figuring out who you are, and what you need to do, like decisions you need to make in order to go on to the right path, and I enjoyed that about it. So yeah, I would give it a 4 out of 5, and I know I'll get a bit of chance to read tomorrow as well, but I haven't decided quite which book it'll be yet. But then it's going to be a few days before I get to read any more, so hopefully I'll make a bit of headway tomorrow. Morning, y'all. So this is the last day that I'm going to get a chance to do much reading for a while, with work and commitments and social things going on. So it's a big decision of what to pick. Also, I tidied the spare room the other day, so I've moved it around a little bit. We still need to get rid of those bikes, but it's more that I've organised the teddies on the bed, loads of jelly cats and zoo animals. But on the top of the chest of drawers, I've put like loads of Harry Potter stuff, and up there, like when you make the Diagon Alley things, like out of cardboardy things. And basically, I need help. This is the rest of my October TBR, and I don't know what to choose. So because I haven't got much chance to read, I thought maybe my sister, The Serial Killer, would be a good one, because I might get through it today, or at least not have much left. But that's one of the ones I was going to leave towards more the end of October. But then ones like these that have got more to it, I'm not going to get a chance to read, and then there'll be a big gap. I might go with this one, actually. Okay, decision made. And I did say, didn't I, that I got 2 more books that I was hoping to get to during October if I managed to get through my TBR. So I'm going to show you those. So the other books are The Rats by James Herbert. Now, when I was younger, my dad told me to read this. He said that him and his brothers and my mum and everyone, they'd all read this book. And I remember it being fat. So I think because they've re-released it as a 50th anniversary edition, I don't know, they've somehow condensed it into one that size. It's a bit of like a horror about these man-eating rats that sort of like attack people. And then the classic Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Have never read it, and it just gives you Halloween full vibes, doesn't it? Even though it's about a cafe and it's not particularly Halloweeny, it's just I would like to get to it. And I love the foiling on the leaves. Oh, how shiny. So yeah, that's why I want to get through my October TBR early and on time, so that I can read these around about the time that I would like to. So I'm going to start Ace of Spades today and see how we get on. Okay, so I'm 46 pages in. So far, it's pretty teenage and very cliche. Like, if there's a secret of what some high school friends might have done and then covered up that comes back to bite them in their ass, what do you think of? Because that's what's happened in this book so far. So yeah, hopefully it'll get better. But right, so I'm just about to leave for college, and you know what? I just had the greatest idea ever. So I've just looked through my physical TBR for October, which is those 4 that are left, plus Ace of Spades that I'm reading at the moment. And I just looked through on Amazon to see if any of them were available on Kindle Unlimited, and this was the only one. So The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. So I figured I could put this on here and have the physical book of Ace of Spades, and then whichever one I've got near me at the time, or if I'm like got this in my bag in work, I can just like, you know, grab it from time to time and maybe read 2 at once, which I don't normally do. But hey, if it's going to get me through the first month of completing a TBR 100%, then I'm going to try it. Do you want me to throw it? Ready? Go! Gorgeous boy. You tired out now, babes? You tired out? Oh, baby boy. Hello. So, that was very posh hello, wasn't it? So, a few days later, well, we're on the 4th of October, so how many extra days is that really? I think it's only yesterday when I was too busy to even pick this up. But I just realised that the last time I gave an update on Ace of Spades was when I'd only read like 40 something pages, and I've now just like got just over 100 left, maybe like 140 or something. And I said it started off very teenage. It is kind of still very teenage, but it reminds me of Solitaire by, is it Alice Oseman or something? The same writer was like Heartstopper and stuff. Anyway, it reminds me of that, but this is better. So I'm excited to see how it ends. But yeah, I just thought I'd give a little update because I haven't been. All done. So I enjoyed it overall. It, spoke about racism and homosexuality. It was good, with a good ending. I mean, obviously it's kind of far-fetched, but in a way that you don't mind in a book because it's meant to be a made-up sort of fictional story. But yeah, I liked it. I'd probably give it like a 3 stars. Maybe when I get to the end of all the books, or a lot of the books on my physical TBR, I might eventually read another book by her. I can't remember what it's called, but it's one that I saw and nearly bought, but then thought it might have been connected, so I didn't. Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Farida BK Iyamide. I'm sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. I'm going to guess the first name is Farida though. But yeah, it was good. I'd say 3 out of stars. I'm really proud of myself for it being the 4th of October and me having read 2 books off my TBR. I'm just really proud. I think I had 6 books on it, so 2 out of 6. I'm like a third of the way there. But yeah, I don't know what I'll read next. So I've set up my stand. I've connected it to my bed. I bought it with my birthday money, and now I can just lie in bed from a comfy position, and I can move this like it's bendable into a position that I want to read in. And then when it's cold at night, because I've got this page turner, I can put my hands completely under the covers and get all snug, and every time I've finished reading the page I can just go click, click. How amazing is that? I love it. Please excuse the fact that I haven't brushed my hair yet and it is a bit of a mess. Just thought I'd give you a bit of an update on where we're up to, because I haven't actually filmed in quite a while. Oh. Doggy, please stop barking. So I finished The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent yesterday. I stayed up late last night reading it, actually. I absolutely loved it. So the first half of the book, obviously I was reading on my Kindle so that I could have like 2 books on the go. And obviously you saw in an earlier clip that I set up my little like stand to put my Kindle in and my little clicker to turn the pages. And of an evening I kind of read that one until I got about halfway through, and I was a little bit confused by like the different houses of the like the different vampires and things like that. And I struggled a little bit, like I got a little bit confused. I found it a bit slow going, and then it got to like the halfway mark. I started reading the physical one because I was downstairs for a bit, and I realised that there was a glossary at the back that kind of explained the different things that I wasn't sure about, which I hadn't realised when I was reading the Kindle one. I was just sort of reading through. And then I just literally devoured the second half, and definitely want to continue with the story. So a colleague in work, she saw me reading this on the Kindle and said, "Oh, I've heard about that. Let me know how it is. I've heard it's like a mix between Twilight and Hunger Games." And that's probably quite a good way, actually, of describing it. But I couldn't get that out of my head then after she said that while I was reading it. But yeah, really like it. Few twists and things in there. We'll definitely carry on and see if I like the next one. And then meanwhile, I've been reading the physical copy of Saving Six. I'm not quite halfway through yet. I'm on page... Oh, I'm up to 4th year, if you've read it, by the way, which is around about just over the 250 page mark. Oh, and do you like my bookmark? It's like a cheap one from Temu, you know, like a diamond art one, but it's like actually like leather type background, because I got one from Temu before that was diamond art and it was like plastic, and all the bits in between this were so sticky, and this one is a little bit, but not too bad. The sticky bit at the top where it was stickiest, I just like ad-libbed. I just kind of put a few extra diamonds on there, like in a nice pattern, to cover up the stickiness, and I really like it. Anyway, so I'm reading Saving Six. I thought, let me put my bookmark back in and then I'll be with you. I need to get some kind of tripod though now, so I'm not doing this all the time. So basically I thought that this book followed Joey and Aoife's story, which it does, but I thought it carried on from where the last 2 books finished. So I thought, like, say Johnny and Shannon's story was finished, but obviously Joey still had a lot going on, so I thought it was just going to continue, but from Joey and Aoife's point of view. But it's not. It goes right back. I won't obviously spoil anything for anyone, but it goes right back to the start of when Joey and Aoife first met, and like going through high school together and stuff like that. So it goes right back. But yeah, I thought that was interesting because I wasn't expecting that. So now I'm wondering sort of what's going to happen eventually when I get to Taming 7. But anyway, yeah, just thought I'd give you a little update because it's been a while. But when I have finished this, which obviously will be in a couple of days, because I'm in work and everything tomorrow and I need to do chores today, when I do finish it, I will only have 2 books left on my October TBR, and today is the 10th of October, so like how good is that? I never ever would be this far in if I wasn't filming this video. It kind of like motivates you. Because you kind of, like, I've started filming this video because I want to, for the first time ever, get through a TBR that I've picked from the prompt jars, and just having the video going has, like, encouraged me to read more, and I like it. So after this, I've got My Sister the Serial Killer, which someone commented on my previous video, that it's like a good quick read, and that it's really good. So thank you for that comment. I look forward to reading that one. And then I've got Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which I feel like is going to be a bit more of a slow going read, but I have heard good things about it. So you never know, I might get engrossed and not be able to put it down. And then I can finally start the couple of extra books that I've bought for this month. I just can't believe how well it's going. Yeah, update soon. Hello, just a quick little update because I started reading this last night and didn't check in. This has intimidated me for the longest time, and I was trying to think before, like, why. It's not particularly long, it doesn't sound particularly scary or like hard going. I think I've come to the conclusion it might be because I got it around about the same time as A Little Life and Babel. And Babel I DNF'd, and A Little Life I haven't actually read yet because I'm still intimidated. But it's really easy reading actually. I'm only on page 69. Ooh, woo. Yeah, I'm only on page 69 at the moment. And I'm loving it. So I will update when I know a bit more about the storyline. I mean, obviously I've gathered that it's about video games and the design of them, and about some like childhood friends as they go through life when they're adults. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. Actually, I haven't highlighted anything, but I've got two little folded down corners, and that's for me to go and highlight two things. I can't remember what they are, so let me have a look. I'll have to have a look. I've had a look and I can see what I folded over ready to highlight. So it basically, Sam is, it says in here, is the kind of person that never calls anyone on the phone unless it's absolutely certain the advance would be welcomed. I hate ringing people, and it's because I don't know if I'm disturbing them doing something, you know, like, so I won't do it. And it says his brain was treacherously negative. He'd invent that she'd been, this is after he's met up with Sadie, like met her, bumped into her. Yeah, he'd invent that she'd been cold towards him, that she'd lied about having a class that day, that she simply wanted to get away from him. She'd have given him a contact number if she wanted him to get back in touch and stuff like that. And I'm like that. Like, I will replay something and listen to it, like, think of it differently and think, oh, they didn't really want me to go, they just invited me. You know, like that kind of thing, like, kind of like negative. And so that just kind of rang true. But anyway, yeah. Yo people, little update. I've been out to the zoo today and I've got a cracking headache as well. I don't think I've had enough coffee, so I've just made myself a coffee in my appropriate cup for the season, cuddle weather. And I'm about to sit down and get an hour or so of this in before I start being domesticated and cooking tea. Oh look, do you like my t-shirt? Sorry, no more coffee. So yes, I'm still on this last book of my October TBR. That's where I'm up to. I've read the smaller bit. So I'm on page 112, and I have got the highlighter out about 5 times just to highlight a few little bits. So that's a good sign. See you later. Oh my god, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow has the weirdest, unspiciest spice that I've ever seen on page 235. It's literally only a paragraph long, and I won't spoil it for you if you read it. But well, actually I will spoil it. It says that she wraps her fingers around the cylindrical chamber of blood sponges that was his and every penis. What the heck? Anyway, yeah, I found that funny. Sorry for the towel turban and the steamed up glasses. But just before I got in the shower, I just finished. I was so excited. I was like, I need to go shower. I've wasted all morning. It wasn't a waste though. Basically, I've got to the end of my October TBR, and we're only on the 17th of October. Like, this is unheard of. Like, 6 is kind of the normal amount of books I would read in the entire month. And I think just the fact that I had, oh my God, I really can't see. Just the fact that I had this video where I was trying to complete my TBR that my prompt jar had picked for the first time ever. I think it just kept me going. So these two I finished the other day. I'm not sure if I popped on and said, I know I did during the read. This one, I think I gave I gave it a 4.5 stars. Just because I preferred Johnny and Shannon's story, but this was still good. I like the fact that by the end we're up to kind of like the age that we were at when the Binding 13 started. So I think the second book of Aoife and Joey's story I'm going to really enjoy, so I can't wait for the next one. And then this I thought was a bit silly, but easy reading and short, so it was easy to get through, and it was just a little bit different. So then I went on to Tomorrow. This was the one that was Wifey's pick from my TBR. She's not a reader, so she just looked at my TBR cart and thought which one looks cool, and she saw the spine of that, and I guess maybe it was because it looked like pride colours or whatever, I don't know. She just saw rainbow colours and thought, ooh, that one. So I was intimidated by this, and I think it's because I got it around the same time as I got A Little Life and Babel, and I think it just kind of got lumped into that, like, this is going to be a scary read. And I enjoyed it. I really liked the story. I love it when books are kind of like, even if it's not a true story, they seem a bit biographical, like it takes you through characters' lives and the twists and turns and things. Like, that's what I love about Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. This could have easily been a story written by her, but I just think this had like, I did a lot of highlighting in this. It had amazing like paragraphs in and lines in it where I just felt were deep, like things that I've thought in my head, and like quite profound little, I don't know, just little sentences in there, and it makes you think, oh yeah, actually, oh, that's quite deep thinking. Oh yeah, I've never thought about that way. And I really liked that, but it wasn't as emotive as Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, so I think I would still prefer her. But I will definitely read other Gabrielle Zevin books and see what I think. And I would give it a 4 because it didn't move me emotionally, but I loved the story. But because I have finished early my October TBR, we get to go on to the 2 books that I bought when we were already in October that I want to add for Halloween reads. One is The Rats by James Herbert, which I read when I was a teenager, and one is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Cafe. Ooh, I'm English and from the north. I call it a cafe. I think I'm just being a bit posh then. So The Rats, I think I will use as like a paperback copy, you know, like put it in my work bag. It's only short, it's only light, and read that in the daytime when I can just carry it around with me. And then I think The Pumpkin Spice Cafe is also on Kindle Unlimited, so I will have that on the Kindle next to my bed for like bedtime reading and for when I finish this. And then, oh my God, that will be 8 books read in 1 month if I can get through both of these, and that will be the most, well, I think I've matched that maybe twice before in my whole life, and both of them were actually in 2024. I think it was like February and April or something like that I read 8 books each month. So that would match with my highest total I've ever read in a month. And then I'm not going to do a TBR jar picks my reads for November. I still can't see. So I've got so many series that I'm in the middle of, and I don't want to like lose track of where I'm at and have things like, if prompts don't allow me to pick them, then series are going to get left by the wayside. And I've seen people film videos where like completing all of my series, and obviously I'm not going to be able to complete them. I haven't even looked to see how many books of series that I'm in the middle of that I even have another book out available for me to read, and if there is a next book, whether I even own it at this point. But I'll sort that all out in my next video. But yeah, when I finish these 2 books, I'm basically going to go on to reading books that I'm already in the middle of a series, like the next book, because oh my gosh, I have got to get to the end. I started the Akatar series in January and I've got one book left. So if I read that in November or December, like that's literally going to have taken me a year to read the Akatar series. So yeah, I need to get a move on before I forget all the stuff that happened in earlier books. Anyway, yeah, this can be me rounding out me finishing my October TBR. I might just pop in if I, you know, get to the end just to say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't. But I'm pretty confident that I will. I've got a lot coming up, but these are just Halloween. It's too much of an opportunity to read them over Halloween. So I'm going to force myself. Even though, well, it's not really forcing myself if I want to. But you know what I mean? When you even take it like to the bathroom with you. Because like you really want to get it done, and like you pick it up in the commercial breaks and the adverts of your TV shows and stuff. Or while the kettle's boiling, you're like, oh, I can just read a page. So that's my plan to help me get through these, even though I've got a lot going on. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm just so happy that you helped me get through a whole TBR. Bye. I'm excited for this blast from the past. Just taken Spencer out for a walk and thought I'd read a little bit before tea. Are you loving it?
No, we're not. Can we go home, please?
Spencer's loving it, look! Great weather for pumpkin picking. Spencer! Well, that's it. I've just finished the pumpkin spice cafe. I thought it was a little bit arty-farty, like fluffy, chiclety, not quite my thing. Not much of a storyline. It was more just like a little romance. And I don't think I'll continue with the series unless, like, you know, I had nothing to read and it's easy enough to get through. But I think I would definitely, like, not pick it up off my cart if I owned the others. So I'm not going to buy them for now. But yeah, that's the 8th book of October so far. That's the most I've ever read. Well, it's a joint most I've ever read in a calendar month is 8 books. But it's only the 25th today. And I'm bound to read another book before the end of the month. So technically, this month is going to be the month that I read the most books of my entire life. And it's all thanks to you guys. Me trying to like get through my TBR for the first time, and by documenting it, it kind of, I wanted to not fail because I was going to be putting it out there, and it pushed me, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you guys. I don't think I'm going to do a TBR jar picks my reads for November, because I don't know if I've mentioned this already in this video, but I've got too many series that I'm in the middle of, and I need to do that thing where you like force yourself to read the next book in the different series, so that, you know, and I know that if I did a TBR, I would end up starting like a new series and not reading the ones I'm already in the middle of. But yeah, there's some cracking standalone books on my TBR, you know, that I'm confident would be like 5-star reads and stuff, but I just feel like I need to prioritise books that I'm in the series of first. So hopefully that'll be my next video coming out, is tackling series. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to reading any comments and suggestions. Bye.